It's Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Are you in loser denial or something?
Jeff and Jeremy here. It's Dumbass of the Daytime, and it's brought to you by our buddies over there at Peterson's U-Cart. Save 10% on walk-on bark, garden soil, compost, and topsoil right now through September 30th at Peterson's U-Cart in Atascadero. Don't go to the big box stores. Call Peterson's U-Cart, 805-466-2840.
Hey, let's do Dumbass of the Day.
Wah, 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 wah.
My dad cannot hide his disappointment in my career choice. Not because he's not happy I'm a comic, it's because he wanted me to be a fireman. And when I was 12, he got all sneaky on me. Tore all the stairwells out of the house and put in fire poles like he's gonna brainwash me and become a fireman. Well, it didn't work. Because I'm no fireman, but all my sisters are strippers. Yeah, I'm kind of jealous, because my dad never comes to any of my shows.
Oh, God. Terrible.
Dumbass of the Day. 93.3 KZOC.
That's one of those jokes.
That's so wrong.
Yeah, that's one of those jokes where the dad's in the audience. I just think of the Mrs. Basil when her dad catches her act.
Oh. And the mom was so drunk. It's a great show. I can't wait for that to come. I don't think I've finished it, actually.
I have not
seen the latest season.
I have not seen a minute of the latest season.
Yeah.
And this is what happens, Amazon and Netflix and everybody. When you put a season out there, then you wait a year before the next season. People are like, I'll get to the season when I get to it. Maybe I'll wait for the next season to come out.
Today we're headed to Austin, Texas, where a mom had just put her 3 kids to bed. And what do you do after you do that? Do you ever put your kids to bed and then go wash your hands? Is this something that I'm missing out on? Because the first thing she did was she went to put her 3 kids to bed, put a bunch of hand sanitizer on, and then
we're always washing our hands.
And then turned around and decided to light a candle. Fire consumed her entire body, and then it spread to the house, and the fire marshal says...
Was that really the explosion sound that it made?
As they're drying, and in the drying process, that vapor is coming off of your hands. This is the time that you need to be most cautious to make sure that you're not near any type of source of ignition, because it can and it will ignite your hands.
She died?
It has like a fireball effect as the product burns itself off.
She's not. She's okay. Her and her kids got out of the house because the whole house caught on fire. This is Kate. This is the mother. This is her reliving it, I guess.
It just lit my entire hand and forearm on fire. The whole bottle just exploded all over me. My entire body, from my hair to my toes, was just engulfed in flames.
It's like 80.
And I just remember them screaming and saying, "Mom's on fire, Mom's on fire."
It's alcohol. I mean, you don't know that? You don't know not to have it? I mean, that's like if you kept, hand sanitizer pump right next to your gas stove in your kitchen.
Oop, I got to move it.
I mean, come on. She had to go to the hospital, by the way. Take a listen to this real quick.
I'm in a lot of pain. Excruciating pain that hurts 24/7. I'm just extremely lucky to be alive.
Would that death have been attributed to coronavirus had she died?
Oh, yeah, sure. It seems like the way it's been going,
right? Those numbers up.
Have you read all the, I haven't read all the stories, but I've seen the headlines. A lot of these numbers, most people really died from something else, but they had coronavirus.
My favorite, because they get more from insurance if they get that. So bad. It's so bad. Like the hospital's like, well, are you sure you don't want to list this as coronavirus related? Because if it is, then you're going to get a little bit of boost from insurance. Like they're trying to sell you on your loved ones passing and the reason for it. It's so makes you want to throw up.
I just thought this was, basic knowledge. And the fact that she has 3 daughters she just put to bed, well, they learned the lesson. Thank God they didn't get hurt. Yeah, hand sanitizer, very flammable. It's alcohol.
Well, they shouldn't have been lighting
the
candle anyways, Jeremy. I mean, come on.
Well, I don't know why she lit a candle. I guess, some ladies like to put their kids to bed, light a candle, and maybe go soak it in the tub.
Smells good.
Here's the fire chief. He's got some safety tips. It's probably our due diligence to play those for you.
Number one is make sure whatever hand sanitizer you purchase is of a reputable brand. Ensure that you're away from any open flames. So you want to be away from the stove. You want to be away from candles, fire pits, barbecues, anything that emits an open flame.
Now, my hand sanitizer is 60% alcohol, and we did a test on it, and it does light on fire.
Is it reputable? No. I mean, what the hell? Like, what's a reputable brand of hand sanitizer?
There's distilleries making hand sanitizer now. So, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, but, like, you make sure it's a reputable brand? Seriously?
Yeah, like Johnson & Johnson? I don't know.
Purell? Well, I can't get Purell. It's sold out. That's why there's 1,000 other hand sanitizers out there on the market now. So
we say congratulations, Kate Wise. You weren't so wise this night in Austin, Texas. You are Jeff and Jeremy's
Dumbass of the Day. 93.3 KZOZ.
Don't be a dummy when it comes to your landscape supplies. Go to Peterson Ukart on Gusta Road, just north of Quickie Car Wash in Atascadero.
We love Ukart. You save.
I just read a story that gives me the creeps, and anytime I use a public toilet, I'm always afraid I'm going to get bit by something, and it's because these things really happen.
Don't read this story. Don't read this story. Do not read this story.
I have to read the story.
Because people
I already
like
brought it
my
up.
Kids will hear this, and they will think that this is going to happen to them.
Why are kids listening to this? The kids is not kid friendly. I told
People
you,
with
don't bring
kids-
your kids to this radio show.
People with kids are going to listen. Don't treat this as like one of
Okay,
your
then turn the
friends-
radio down.
One of your friends' ranch parties. Okay, this is not a key
not a ranch.
a keychain party or whatever it is.
This happened. Well, this happened in Thailand. So
I know, but it doesn't matter when other people that are impressionable. I'm not even saying just kids, just people that have these fears. You are going to drive them to anxiety with this story. It is a bad story, but go ahead and tell it anyways, because I know you're not gonna listen to me.
Well, do you ever?
Because you like to focus on the morbid, like dumbass of the day, supposed to be usually pretty funny. Today you pick it out. Lady catches herself on fire.
Well, she's a dumbass. That's the whole point.
I understand.
It fits
that.
the definition.
I understand that, but you like if it bleeds, it leads, and that's what you're all about. Okay.
This is probably anybody's worst nightmare.
Went to news school.
Nightmare.
I understand.
This boy was sitting on the toilet doing his thing, and a snake came up and bit his junk. Mm-hmm. He's 18. Said the incident occurred approximately 12 miles north of Bangkok. So as long as you never get outside of Bangkok, you should be fine. He says after the snake got in there, he was watching his smartphone. He was watching a video while he sat on the toilet. See, this is another reason why you don't bring your phone into the bathroom. And he suddenly felt a searing pain. I don't know. I've never had a searing pain. I would think a searing pain is when you get burnt. He looked down to see a 4-foot python with its jaws clapped around his.
I don't know what you do in that instance. Like, how the hell do you even think about getting that on? I mean, wow. We all know that
he stood up with his snake still attached, slammed the door on the reptile, causing it to release the grip.
Nice. That's what you do then, I guess, in that situation.
Yeah, you take it over there and you whack it.
Not too well.
The snake.
Yes. That is, I don't know what I would do in that situation. I would try to use my fingers to
this is the worst part.
Unclench the jaws of the python, but that would probably not work out well for me.
He said his blood was going everywhere, it was just spraying out like a hose.
Yep. This is where Jeremy.
So he had his pants around his ankles. Have you ever tried to run with your pants around your ankles? It's not easy.
This is where the Death Eater reads on. Because he loves death, destruction,
the good news.
And people going to the hospital.
They called for paramedics, and even 12 miles outside of Bangkok, Thailand, they were able to sew him up and, sterilize it, and it looks like he's going to be able to make a full recovery. They found the snake. It was released into the wild.
They didn't take care of the snake.
Well, what? Last week you were upset that, an elk died because it bludgeoned the guy to death. Well, they got him in the throat.
This is different, okay?
After he shot him.
The boy was not hunting the snake with a bow and arrow in his toilet.
They just attacked him. Well, the snake thought it came up through the drain, thought it saw, lunch hanging there.
Well, yesterday was National Hot Dog Day, not today.
But Whenever I go somewhere like a outdoor bathroom, especially camping or whatever.
I know.
I'll lift the seat to make sure there's spiders under there.
Especially that one, you know which one I'm talking about, at all the campgrounds. The one you go into and you're like, oh, this is a bathroom. And then you're tricked into the fact that, no, it's just an outhouse with a real building on it.
Right.
And you're like, oh, man. And you got that long outhouse that gets emptied out maybe.
Yeah, but you don't know what's down there.
Once or twice a year.
You don't know what's down there.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Sometimes it's an emergency, though, and you just have to gamble.
I would much rather use.
And then I hold on to the family jewels. Like, literally, I just.
The ones at the fair, at the event, wherever you want to, because they get cleaned out on a regular basis, right? And they're self-contained. They're not
you're talking about the one
to the ground. The one that's attached to the ground.
It's a permanent hole in the ground, and they suck it out. But they have a building on it,
a year,
and it's got the big vent. Mm-hmm. But sometimes you walk into those places, and it's like, wow, can't do it.
Usually 5,000 mosquito eaters flying around in those things. 5,000, not an exaggeration either.
And you're looking in there, and you're like, oh. Man, then I do my thing, and I just do a double cup. Like, if you're afraid you're going to get kicked there. And I'm like, this is not going to be easy. Yeah, those are never good experiences. And this is where it's gone downhill fast. So, anyways.
Downhill fast?
Downhill fast.
Wake up. Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
So we got a bunch of people here that have chimed in about hand sanitizer, and I think the only brand I would be able to say is what Carly said, or I'm sorry, Casey, Purell, and you brought it up in just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, because the police chief, or no, the fire chief, he said, make sure you get a reputable brand of the hand sanitizer. I'm like, what is a reputable brand? I was at Miners the other day, and they had Mickey Mouse hand sanitizer, and the kids were with me. I'm like, hey, you guys want some Mickey Mouse hand sanitizer? They're like, yeah,
well,
sure.
You look on the back to see who makes it.
I didn't look to see who makes it. It just says hand sanitizer.
Number one is make sure whatever hand sanitizer you purchase is of a reputable brand.
Yeah, I have no clue what a reputable brand of hand sanitizer is.
You have any over
No.
there?
Why would I have hand sanitizer? We're in the middle of a pandemic.
Let's see who makes this here.
Made in the
USA.
I swear.
Right there. Warnings. Flammable. Keep away from flames.
The Chevron down the street from my house, I know for a fact. And this is reputable.
This is made by a healthcare company, Sultan.
I know this is reputable because how do you know it's a healthcare company, though?
It says Sultan Healthcare right on it. Made by Sultan Healthcare. Infection
I'm convinced
prevention
that the Chevron down the street from my house, that they use pure, straight up
rubbing alcohol. Well, your hands would crack and dry out.
Yeah. So I was using that. I was using rubbing alcohol at the beginning of this thing, and it did that. My hands
that's not recommended.
That's I was thinking that was like the A-bomb. Of hand sanitizer. It's like 97%, right?
This has only got 63% alcohol in it.
I want 97.
And this is from a healthcare manufacturer.
Who do you think manufactures the isopropyl alcohol? CVS. That's a healthcare manufacturer.
Oh, sorry. We had more of these I was going to get to because The Cure. That's a joke?
Donovan writes in, he says Kettle One because it's dual purpose. It's hand sanitizer and mouthwash. You can kill the germs in your mouth, too. That is a very good point, Donovan. The problem is you run the risk of, say you use Kettle One as your hand sanitizer. Then you get in your car, and you drive your car somewhere. Then when you get in your car and drive your car somewhere, you get pulled over. Then the police officer's like, why do you smell like Kettle One?
Yeah.
Can you use hand sanitizer?
I don't think police officers' noses are that good to be able to pick out the brand of vodka you smell like. But you would smell like alcohol.
So can you say, and this would be interesting, actually, to sniff out, pardon the pun, is if anybody has gotten pulled over after using hand sanitizer, and I know this is a very shallow pool.
Refined sent us a bunch, and you put it on, it just smells like alcohol.
Yes, it smells like you've been drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking, if I get pulled over, I guess I'm just going to show them this.
The stuff that we have here at work
liquid.
is provided to us from Crowbar, and I use it. But then immediately when I use it, I'm like, if I get in the car and I get pulled over, what's that mean? You know, they're going to think I've been
Well,
drinking.
that's where I keep my hand sanitizer. I have one here, but I have one in the glove box. And so after I go somewhere and I'm touching a bunch of stuff, I'll hand sanitize and then I'll drive off.
So if you're a booze hound,
keep hand sanitizer.
And you keep the hand sanitizer in your glove compartment, and then they pull you over. They say, "Sir, have you been drinking?" You say, "No," and then you open your glove compartment and say, "See."
I think booze on the breath smells different than coming out of the car, though.
But if you use the excuse like Donovan did, and he's like, "I want to kill the germs in my mouth as well."
But if you think about it, no cop is going to ask you to breathe on him right now, right?
Right.
So it might be a good excuse.
You want me to do this with or without the mask on, sir?